Hi, Nicola here again. Before we start, I would like to say thanks for everyone who left a comment on the previous video. I read every single one, and I'm delighted with the amount of the feedback that we are getting. Remember, we are giving 3 scholarships for my new ND10X system for the best comment. So if you like one of the system you are going to get, so either that be the big profit rate catcher or maybe the system that you're going to get today, all you really need to do is going to be to fill the comments down below and let us know what you think. That's all. Today's system is called the Triad Escalator System. I think you're going to love the system. It's simple to use and what I like more than that, highly profitable. Also, keep in mind that we are going to launch ND10X really soon, but we are going to have only a limited amount of copies available. So you should sign up below to get a notification in advance. Now, let's get started with our new system, Triad Escalator System.
Triad Escalator System. The Triad Escalator System is a custom system that uses 3 indicators that work together for optimal results. When applied to your chart, it will display as follows. As you can see on the image below, it's not too much overcrowded because I still want you to see a price action. I don't want something crazy where you are missing that main point. It includes 2 momentum indicators, the escalator filter and the ND dot indicator, as well as the escalator arrow alert to signal possible buy or sell trade opportunities. As we can see over here, the arrows blue and the red that are escalator arrow part, we have the escalator filter line, and we have that ND dot indicator. So it's simple, only 3 indicators. The system works on any currency pair. We suggest using it on 15-minute charts and higher. Let's move on to see the rules for trading the system. Buy trade rules. Enter the trade at the open of the candle after each of the following criteria is met. Escalator arrow shows blue and escalator filter line is blue or changes to blue in color, and the ND dot also shows at least 2 blue dots in succession. Set in your stop 10 pips below the entry or just under the nearest swing low point, whichever is closer. So if we go step by step, what we need to get over here, we need to first of all get the blue arrow dot. So that's number 1. After that, we want to see our filter line being blue, or at least change to blue, like here. After that, what we are looking to get would be 2 blue dots in a row. And if everything is fine, you can proceed with the trade. And for a potential stop loss to the trade, what we want to do would be to use the stop loss that would be either a 10 points from the entry to the downside or try to find a nearest low point. Check which one is better. So in case the nearest low point is 8 pips, you're going to use that. But if your nearest low point is 25 or 30 pips, you are going to use that fixed 10 pip stop. Conservative entries. Target 2 to 1 distance from entry to stop, so 1 to 2 risk reward, and exit trade manually prior to target being hit if either price moves and closes below the escalator filter line, or the escalator filter line changes color from blue to red, or an escalator red arrow displays, or the ND dot changes color on 2 consecutive dots from blue to red. So For conservative trading, we want to look to target 1 to 2 always. In case one of the following scenarios happen, we should exit the trade a little bit early. So the first thing is if price moves and close below the escalator filter line. So it would be if this is the long trade and price closes below this blue line, we want to exit the trade. Or if the line changes the color from blue to red, like here, or if we have opposite signal arrow, like here, or in case we see 2 consecutive red dots appear on our ND dot indicator, like here. For more aggressive trades, we are going to try pushing targets to 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 risk reward and stay in the trade until either price moves and close below the escalator filter line, the escalator filter line changes color from blue to red, or an escalator red arrow display, or the ND dot changes color on 2 consecutive dots from blue to red. So more or less, conservative and aggressive trades are same. The only difference here would be that we are going to try to get a little bit more for our take profits. Instead of using 1 to 2, we are going to try either 1 to 3 or 1 to 4. The key here is to pick one of them. I would probably suggest to go with the 1 to 3 first until you feel okay. And once that starts working for you, you can try increasing the risk reward to 1 to 4. But early exits are exactly the same as we want for the conservative trades. Sell trade rule. Enter the trade at the open of the candle after each of the following criteria is met. The escalator arrow shows red and the escalator filter line is red or changes to red in color, and ND dot also shows at least 2 red dots in succession. Set your stops 10 pips above the entry or just under the nearest swing high point. So it's exactly the same, just opposite direction. So first thing, we want to see the red arrow, so red escalator arrow. After that, we want to wait for our filter to turn to red, so here. And we are looking to get 2 red dots in a row. In this case, once we got this part, so once we change that first escalator filter line, we already got a lot of red dots, so more or less this is fine. And for the stop, it's same thing. Just in this case, we are using the high, so the nearest high, or 10 pips, if the nearest high is more than 10 pip. For target, we are going to set it to 2 to 1. Conservative entries. Target 2 to 1 distance from entry to stop, so 1 to 2 risk reward, and exit trade manually prior to target being hit if either price moves and closes above the escalator filter line, or the escalator filter line changes color from red to blue, or an escalator blue arrow display, or the ND dot change color on the 2 consecutive dots from red to blue. So for the sell, we want to early close the trade if either, let's say, the blue arrow appear, or we, let's say, close the candle above our filter line, or the filter line change the colors from red to blue, or if we get 2 consecutive dots blue on our ND dot indicator. For more aggressive trades, we are going to try pushing targets to 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 risk reward and stay in the trade until either price moves and closes above the escalator filter line, or the escalator filter line changes color from red to blue, or an escalator blue arrow displays, or the ND dot changes color on 2 consecutive dots from red to blue. So the same as we talked for the buy trade, everything is the same as we want for conservative plays. Its only difference is that take profit. So we want 1 to 3 to start, and after that 1 to 4. And we are more or less relying on that early warnings to try to get as much profit as we can. Okay, now let's look at the buy trade example. First thing that we want to see would be a blue arrow. That will tell us, okay, maybe there is a time to enter a trade. After that, we are looking to get that escalator filter to see a blue color. We have it already at the time of the arrow, so that part is great. The next part we want to look would be that bottom dot indicator. We want to see 2 in a row blue dots. We have it. So technically speaking, we can look to enter a trade. So we are going to enter a trade at open of a new candle. For the stop loss, we are using that recent swing low point. We can add a few pips if you want, or just use that fixed 10 pip stop. For the take profit, we are just using the double the distance from the entry to the stop loss, and that's all we need to do. We can see that here target was reached really fast without any issue. Okay, now let's look at the sell trade example. The first thing we need to see would be the red signal dot. So we have that. After that, we are looking to wait for a filter indicator to turn to red, and turn to red over here. Now we can look for a potential place. But before we enter a trade, what we need is 2 consecutive red ND dots. So we need to have at least 2 dots. And of course, we are going to enter a trade once this candle closes, so over here. As we can see here, the nearest high point is over here, but it's a little bit too strong just because market was really volatile at this candle. So what we are going to do would be to put the stop loss to just 10 pips. For the take profit, we are going to use that double the distance. So in this case, we would look for a 20 pip target. And as you can see, we reached the target pretty fast. This is the 15-minute chart. So we reached it at more or less 3 candles. So 45 minutes of wait for a good 1 to 2 risk reward trade. This neat and easy to use system should provide you with many opportunities throughout the day, especially on the lower timeframes and across various pairs. You could also set your target to 1 to 1 or 1.5 times your distance from entry to stop for an even more conservative target, especially on the lower timeframes. Avoid trading within at least 15 minutes before and after any major high-impact news releases, as the market can be volatile and unpredictable during such times. On lower timeframes of 1 hour and less, it's also best to close any open trades at the end of the day session and at close of the trading day on Friday as general rule. So we are looking to close all the trades at the end of the New York session. Remember to practice this system on a demo account until completely satisfied that you are familiar with how to trade it, and then, if moving on to a real account, to start small with small lot sizes and gradually build up your trades, again once comfortable using it. Also remember not to trade with any funds you can't afford to lose. Above all else, have fun with it. I hope that you will enjoy using it and wish you all the best with your trading. Hi traders, we are on $Yen 15-minute time frame. We have our blue bullish signal arrow and 2 dots on ND dot indicator, Also, the filter line is blue, so we can proceed with our trade. I'm just going to open long trade right away. For our stop, I want to use either the previous swing low or 10 pips. Swing low is larger, so we are going to use 10 pips for stop and 20 for target. We're now fully set up. Let's see how this trade progresses in the next few hours. Okay traders, we are right now around the closing time of New York session. Our trade is going great, but according to system rules, we should close all trades at the end of each trading day. So I'm booking profit right now. Important, I forgot to change my target to display in dollar, so the 12K profit is displayed in yen. And I'll be closing this trade now for $117 profit. Not bad for few hours of waiting. Hi traders, we're now on the EUR/USD 5-minute time frame. Red signal arrow has just appeared. Escalator line is red, and we have 2 consecutive dots on ND10X. We can enter a trade right away. Next thing we must check is stop. So we want to check how far is the nearest swing high. In this case, we have 8 pips only for the high, so we can use that for stop and double the size, so 16 for target. You can see now that we are fully in a trade. Let's see how this trade will develop. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, we are now around 1-to-1 risk reward. Everything looks good, but since I want to be done with my trading for today, I'll be closing this trade for a small $85 profit. Not bad for 60-minute trade.